Okay, so here's our heavy metal detox recipe that I've been talking about. All of you are interested in. This is science backed and all the ingredients are natural. One of the most important things that we've come to understand about heavy metal contamination is that you are more likely to be able to absorb heavy metal toxins into your body if you are lacking nutrients and minerals in your body. The heavy metals will go and replace the spots that the minerals were supposed to be. So if you're lacking minerals, most likely you are more likely to have contamination from heavy metals in your body. Now, the recipe that I'm about ready to give you has 6 ingredients. 4 of those 6 ingredients are herbs that are really high in nutrient content. They're very nutrient dense, and in fact, one of the ingredients is considered a superfood. Now, not only do these ingredients add nutrients to your body, but the compounds in these ingredients bind specifically to heavy metal toxins, bind them on a molecular level, and then safely remove them from your body. So, with that being said, here's the recipe. Now, the very first ingredient is a superfood known as spirulina. Spirulina is a blue-green algae. It's a seaweed. Now, to be fair, if you don't have spirulina or you have something against spirulina, you don't have to use it. It is a superfood. It contains all the nutrients you could possibly need to survive, including protein and amino acids. So this is very, very nutrient dense. It's also known to bind to specific heavy metals. So it can bind to mercury, cadmium, nickel, lead, any of those heavy metals that are causing real problems, but it also is known to bind to fluoride chemicals. Now, fluoride isn't considered a heavy metal, it's more of a halogen type of a molecule, but spirulina is known to bind to fluoride, excess fluoride molecules in your body, and safely remove them. Now, the next herb in this specific blend is cilantro. Now, cilantro is also nutrient dense and it has a lot of vitamins in it, but it's also known to lead to lead, mercury, and arsenic. It binds to those particular compounds and it pulls them safely out of the body as well. The next ingredients on the list would be burdock root. Now, burdock root is best known to be a blood cleanser and a liver booster. It helps to boost liver function, but it also has some heavy metal chelation properties. So it's known to bind to aluminum, lead, cadmium, and mercury. Next on the list is dandelion. Now, dandelion doesn't necessarily have a lot of chelation properties in and of itself. However, it is very nutrient dense and it is going to make the other herbs work more efficiently. Dandelion is also a liver booster and a kidney booster. It's a slight diuretic, so it will help to remove and flush your body out of the toxins that you're trying to remove. The next herb up that we have is going to be Ginkgo Biloba. Now, Ginkgo Biloba is actually a tree leaf, but it is a binder. It has been known to bind to specific compounds, and it also gets up into the blood-brain barrier. So a lot of the compounds, like from the spirulina and the cilantro, are going to be carried by the Ginkgo Biloba to help get into your brain and remove a lot of these toxins from your brain as well. Last but not least, though it is the least amount in the ingredients part of it, but it is certainly not last in regards to the compounds that it offers, would be chaparral leaf. Now, this is also known as the creosote bush. It is highly antiviral and antibacterial, but it's also known to bind to specific heavy metals. So it binds to arsenic, strychnine, cadmium, lead, and mercury. So you use these all together in a blend, and it's going to be more apt to be able to work. Now, I'm about ready to give you the actual recipe and how you put it all together. And if you have any questions after the video is over, make sure you let me know in the comments. So if you liked this video and you thought this video was helpful, please leave a comment, please give it a like, and please give it a share because this could potentially help somebody else. I do appreciate you watching. Have a great day. Okay, so here's the actual recipe. I'm going to hold it up for you so you can get a screenshot of it, but it's also going to be down in the description below, or you can find it on my Patreon page. Heavy metal chelation recipe. We have 3 parts spirulina, or as I stated in earlier, you can use any of the green seaweeds, so you can use kelp, dulse, watercress, any of those really green ones. 2 parts cilantro, 2 parts burdock root, 1 part dandelion root, 1 part ginkgo biloba, and a half a part of chaparral. Now, it's very important to keep the parts relevant. And what do I mean when I say parts? However you decide to measure this out. So if you decide to measure it out by the teaspoon, you're going to stay consistently with teaspoons. If you're going to use pounds, you just consistently with pounds. So you're going to do 3 teaspoons, 2 teaspoons, 2 teaspoons, if you're doing it that way. Now, if you're going to try to use this as a tea, the best way to do that would be 1 teaspoon of the mixed blend in 8 ounces of hot water. But be advised, it will not work as well in a tea form. This has to be used in an alcohol-based format. Now, I know that there's some people that don't like it, and they're going to try to find alternatives, but I'm telling you for real, if you're trying to cleanse heavy metals out of your body, this blend has to be made in an alcohol-based extract. It has to be, because it's going to be able to get into your bloodstream, get into your organs a lot more efficiently. If you try to take it through your digestive system, a lot of those enzymes and the hydrochloric acid and everything else that's in there is going to kind of interfere with those, and it's going to make it not as effective. So just so you know, the best way to use this would be to make it as an alcohol extract. So if you have any questions about this particular recipe, let me know in the comments. And now for dosaging in regards to using a tincture, I can't speak to how you make your extracts or your tinctures, so I can't tell you how to dose for yours. If you use the instructions that I have listed on my Patreon page, however, then the dosages would be very simple. It would be 10 drops under the tongue until the sting goes away. Now, you can add it to water, you can add it to juice or whatever and take it that way if you really have to, but be advised, you're just running into the same problem as drinking it with a tea. You're putting it through your digestive system. You really need to get it under your tongue to get it to a direct line to your bloodstream. And if you're using the recipe that I give for free over on my Patreon page, that particular ratio is 10 drops 3 times daily for 10 days. I'm glad you took the time to watch this video, and if you liked this video, please let me know in the comments. It gives me a better idea of the type of content that you want to provide. Now, I will be live tonight on TikTok at 8 p.m., so those of you who'd like to catch me live, we're going to be talking about aloe vera.